Like what we're doing here at Cube4two? Click the like and subscribe button to let us know. Also, Cube4two is now a TCG Player affiliate. Click the link in the show notes for all your shopping needs to help support the channel. Alright guys, let's get started. What's good, Cubers? It's your boy Matt. I'm back, and this week I thought we'd take a break from the Cube philosophy design talk and bring back one of our favorite old school segments, and that's Card of the Week. See, I've been playtesting a new package in the green section of my cube, and this card is a part of it, and I thought I'd give you some insight on one of my favorite cards from Eldraine, and that's Lovestruck Beast. And, ew, it's not the pretty one. Go away, I want the pretty one. There we go. Lovestruck Beast. Alright, so here we go. For 2 and a green, you get a creature beast noble. It's a 5/5. Lovestruck Beast can't attack unless you control a 1/1 creature. But attached to him, he's got the adventure Heart's Desire. For 1 green, create a 1/1 white human creature token. At first glance, the drawback on Lovestruck Beast might look like a big deal, the fact that he can't swing unless there's a 1/1 creature on the battlefield. But the good news is he has that ability stapled to his body. And incidentally, there are some commonly played green 1-drops that also really help the Lovestruck Beast. Cards like Finhorn Elves, Landwar Elves, Arbor Elf are all 1/1s that can ramp you into the Lovestruck Beast and turn him on, not to mention cards like Elves of Deep Shadow or Avacyn's Pilgrim. But this is just a little tiny piece of why I've really been enjoying the Lovestruck Beast. The other thing I like about him is it's easy to play his adventure mode with spare mana that you have lying around and still kind of do it all while you're ramping or playing other spells. Let me show you kind of what I mean. Let's pretend it's turn 2 of our game, alright? We're the green player, it's turn 2, we played a mana dork on turn 1, so we play our land for the turn, and now, if we wanted to, we could just go ahead and cast a turn 2 Lovestruck Beast. 5/5 on the board on turn 2 represents a pretty serious clock. But let's assume we don't want to do that for some reason. Maybe we're still trying to ramp, maybe we're in a mid-range deck, maybe we want the extra insurance of having the 1/1 token because our opponent showed us a lot of removal game 1. So we tap our elf and then we create the token and send the Lovestruck Beast on an adventure. We've still got 2 mana up, so if we're in a ramp style deck, then we could still take that 2 mana and cast us another dork, like Rathalos if we're in the mono green deck. This represents a very complicated play line for both you and your opponent. Do you cast the Lovestruck Beast on turn 2? Do you make the human token? Does your opponent kill Rathalos because he represents you dropping a 6-drop next turn? Or does he try and kill the 1/1s? Or does he hold up his removal and try and terminate the Lovestruck Beast? Either way, there's a lot of choices to be made here, and there's so many play lines for your opponent that the odds are whatever they pick, you're going to be able to adapt to it very, very quickly. And I can hear what some of you are saying, Matt, this is the optimal situation. You've already got a 1/1 dork on the field, so it's turning on the Lovestruck Beast. Okay, that's fine. Let's change our mana dorks to something less advantageous. Let's say it's a Birds and a Devoted Druid. This situation still has not changed much. Your opponent has a lot of choices again, and none of them are particularly good because you can play around them. If they kill the human, that's fine. You play your 5 or 6 drop next turn. If they don't kill the human, maybe you play the Lovestruck Beast and see if they'll waste their removal on him so that your other creatures are safe. And if you're in the control matchup, maybe you just stick the Lovestruck Beast on the battlefield and let him represent an imminent clock. After all, you are talking about 6 power on the board with the human and the Lovestruck Beast. I also noticed something else about the Lovestruck Beast as we played him, and that is that his drawback was almost never a drawback. And as I started looking through my cube, I realized how many different cards made 1/1 tokens, and it's a lot, boys and girls. All those red Rabble Masters, Hornet Queen, Leonin Warleader, Bitter Blossom, Handwar Garrison. If you play Westvale Abbey, we do that card because my wife loves it. You know, all of these cards make 1/1 tokens incidentally that just turn Lovestruck Beast on. And yeah, we're not done. This is the first page. There's also, you know, all of these cards. Again, you'll notice a lot of token makers that just make 1/1s. And even cards like Tristani and Angel of Invention aren't that bad with Lovestruck Beast. And I know what you're thinking, like, they're anthems, right? They have other creatures you control get +1/+1, so they buff all your tokens into being 2/2s, so they don't turn on Lovestruck Beast, which is sometimes a pain. But most of the time what happens is your opponents have targeted removal and they remove either Tristani or Angel of Invention. All your tokens go back to being 1/1s, but now your Lovestruck Beast is turned on. And so your opponent is kind of in this lose-lose situation unless they have a board wipe. And again, we're not done. There's another page of these. Yeah. More 1/1 token makers, right? March of the Multitudes. Garrick makes 1/1s when he flips and does the wolf thing. More just 1/1 Thopters, Legion's Landing, Hero of Bladehold. All kinds of just incidental 1/1s that'll help keep your Lovestruck Beast turned on. So the card is sneaky good, just based on the fact that there's lots of incidental 1/1s to turn him on. But let me tell you something else about Lovestruck Beast. Lovestruck Beast is also particularly strong in the burn matchup. Burn is green Ramp's biggest problem. As a matter of fact, I've added a whole nother package to my cube, Lovestruck Beast is part of it, to try and help the green Ramp deck against burn and control matchups where it tends to get dominated, but that's a discussion for another video. Anyway, the point is that when you play Lovestruck Beast, your opponent needs 3 cards to deal with it. They need a card for the token, and they need 2 for the Lovestruck Beast because Bolt won't do it. So normally they have to attack into him, he blocks, and then they bolt him away. So your burn opponent using 3 cards on your 1 Lovestruck Beast is really good. But one of the other odd things I noticed about Lovestruck Beast is that he fits into aggressive decks as well. Our last cube draft, the white weenie drafter who normally splashes like red for Boros or black for the Orzhov aggro deck that's in our cube, splashed green so that he could play Lovestruck Beast. It fit into a Selesnya aggro deck. It was really weird, but it really worked. Because there are incidental 1/1s like Mother of Runes and Giver of Runes, and cards like Dauntless Bodyguard to help protect him or his token, and then there's lots of just incidental 1/1s inside that deck, like Brimaz and Legion's Landing and some of the cards that we looked at earlier. And so suddenly there was this white weenie splashing green aggro deck. It was really neat. So not only does Lovestruck Beast fit into Gruul aggro decks, he works really well there because of the Rabble Masters, he also fits into Selesnya aggro decks and Selesnya token decks and green ramp decks and mid-range decks, and so he fit into far more archetypes than I actually thought he might would. So let's get to the part of this video you really care about. Let's get to the grade. Lovestruck Beast represents 6 power for 4 mana if you cast both halves in 1 turn. He fits into lots of different archetypes and into different decks, and in fact he's so good that I think I'm just going to keep him. I'd really just included him as part of a playtest for this new package, and I think he's made the cut. Like, he does a good job. Lovestruck Beast is sweet, and the best news is the card is only 41 cents, and oh wait, that's for the ugly version of, we don't want to buy the ugly version of Lovestruck Beast, alright, we're not into that. We want to buy the pretty showcase version, and it's only $1.28. That's right, $1.28 for a sweet, pretty new card to playtest in your cube. In fact, if you want to, you can go nuts and splurge and buy the foil showcase version, because even it is only $2.95. So, beautiful card, plays really well. It is a solid card, fits into multiple archetypes. It's a B overall. I have been really impressed with Lovestruck Beast. He's worth trying out in your cubes. I think you'll be impressed too. Well, that's going to do it for today, Cubers. If you're interested in picking up a copy of Lovestruck Beast, I'd appreciate it if you use that link down below. Go to TCG Players, support the channel. Much appreciated. If you've got questions or comments, topics, or cards you want us to cover, leave them in the comments below and I'll take a look at them. Follow us on the Twitter at cubefortwo. Like, subscribe, do all the things, and as always, and until next time, shuffle up and keep cubing, my friends.